What's up, nail friends? Welcome to the video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a color change on these French nails that I did. She goes over 4 weeks usually with these nails. She had a lot of lifting this time, and I'm going to show you guys how to prep for better application and adhesion. I'm going to show you guys how to remove that lifting without causing any damage to your client's nails, and we're going to talk about why that happened and all that good stuff. So let's get started. First, I'm going to be using a carbide bit here, and I'm going to be filing down her nails thin. So I usually have like a clear base down, so I'm just going to file as thin as I can, remove as much color as I can, and then we will work on that lifting. So why you get lifting like this, it's likely my fault. It's something I did. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it was because my room was really cold, and if your acrylic is a little too runny, it will not, like, you need the proper liquid to powder ratio. And my room was cold because I usually do her nails really early, like 7:30. And so I didn't have the proper liquid to powder ratio because my temperature was off. So that's one reason. Prep can be another reason. If you don't prep good enough, if you leave dust on the nail, if you don't get rid of all the cuticle skin on the nail, that can cause lifting. If you overlap the product onto the skin, that can cause lifting. That can also cause allergies, so you want to make sure not to do that. I know she had lifting because of something I did wrong, because she's a consistent client who doesn't always get lifting. So that's how you can kind of tell where that I went wrong here. So to remove that lifting, I'm taking that same carbide bit that has a flat edge, and I'm just gently going along where the lifting meets the acrylic that's not lifting. And I'm not pushing down, I'm just gently filing over it. If you're an experienced nail tech, you can tell where the natural nail is versus the acrylic. So you can kind of see it lightens up a bit. Here, you can see here. So that's still fake nail, still fake nail. And then I'm getting closer and closer to her natural nail here. So still fake. No, there you can see it lightens up quite a bit right there. That's how you know you're about to hit the natural nail, and then you want to stop. So I'm just gently filing this. You don't want to like chip it off. You just want to file it thin, and then we can remove it easily. It just pop right off. Bloop. And so now I can go ahead and prep her nails and not have to worry about that lifting anymore. I'm using the same bit here to shorten her nails a little bit, filing them shorter, and then I will use my e-file bit to refine the shape. I'm just still filing the product thin so that I can apply, because we are going to do a coral design with like an ombre. So we want these to be nice and thin. You don't really need that white showing anymore. A lot of this is her natural nail underneath now. So now I'm taking my hand file and I'm using a 150 grit here, and I'm just going around, reshaping her almond shape, going up and under, and trying to just refine the shape that we had before. And then I'm just going over where the acrylic is, not hitting the natural nail, and just evening this out. And then I'm going to start my cuticle work. So I'm pushing the cuticle skin, and I'm kind of jiggling my cuticle tool to help get that get that cuticle skin up off the nail. And then I'm flipping it backwards and using the scrapey part to scrape that cuticle off the nail as well. You always want to be really gentle with everything that you're doing. So now I'm using a bit here to go around and remove any cuticle skin that's left behind. Then I'm going to take a sanding band here, and I have it on a really low speed, and I'm just going over and trying to blend where the lifting was, so where the acrylic is, with her natural nail. And you can see I'm being really gentle and careful, just trying to blend that nicely so that we don't get repeat lifting or any air pockets or anything like that. You want to make sure you remove all your lifting, but I'm not touching the natural nail here. I'm touching the acrylic to try to blend that. So to help yourself to not have lifting a second time, I'm gonna, after I've prepped, I'm going back in and re-pushing the cuticle back, re-scraping and doing all that just to double make sure that she doesn't have lifting. And I'm gonna go back around I really want to make sure that there is no skin left behind that can create lifting. And then after that, I'm going in with this bit. This just smooths out that skin that's flappy there. I'm just smoothing that out. And it kind of pushes it out of the way, makes it look a little bit cleaner, and it'll be better for application. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not touching her nail, I'm touching the skin. And this feels kind of like a gentle massage. It shouldn't hurt, so don't put pressure down. Here's how they look after they've all been prepped and removed that lifting. And now we can use our dehydrator product. I've brushed away all the dust, so now I'm just dehydrating. And then we can go in with our primer as well before we go ahead with color. I'm using a really pretty shimmery coral color. I'm just placing that down at the tip area and I'm flattening it and spreading it along. Flat and spread. Wiping my brush off. I'm gonna get the bottom of the nail done. And wipe off my brush a lot so nothing sticks to it and creates problem. Clean off my brush with monomer. Wipe my brush and then gently feather this up the nail. That'll help when you want to blend with your core powder. And then pat, pat, pat into place. And this is a nice shimmery color. The shimmery colors are really, really easy to use. Highly recommend if you're doing ombre and maybe you're a beginner and you want your ombre to look really good and clean. Shimmery colors are super forgiving, super soft, easy to blend, easy to work with. So again, I'm pulling that down, cleaning my brush, wiping my brush, and then feathering it gently up. Just a gentle tap feather. Added a little more, feathering that up, patting that down. I'm using really gentle motion so I don't accidentally pull too much product off. So now I'm going in with a bead along the line, flattening that down to the sides, bending her finger down for help with gravity, and then gently pulling the product over the other product. So again, everything is really gentle, soft movements. I'm not patting down hard or anything. I'm just gently placing it down, smoothing it down. Now I'm using a small bead near the cuticle area, cleaning off my brush, and then using my brush to push that towards the cuticle area without overlapping the skin, keeping her finger bent downward so no product goes into her sidewalls like that. I use the tip of my brush to wipe away anything that accidentally gets in the wrong spot. Flattening that towards the cuticle and the sidewall, and then feathering down the nail to try to blend everything. So I'm going to do that again, show you guys close up here. Place my product down in the middle. Use my brush to push the product to the sides, flattening it and pushing to the side. Cleaning off my brush often to make sure nothing gets stuck to my brush. Pushing, pushing, and then blending down. Using gravity to my advantage. Pat, 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 and pull that product down. Something stuck on my brush, so I was just cleaning that off quickly. But I also needed to come back and work on it so it didn't dry like that. Cleaning my brush, flipping my brush, gently feathering up, pulling her skin back so I don't touch her skin, and feathering up. So again, applying my core powder down, patting into place on the sides, gently feathering it down. My brush is kind of looking like it needs to be replaced, which I did get a new brush recently, so there's that. And then we will clean the sides, and then we're going to go in at the cuticle area, cleaning off my brush, pushing that up, leaving a little space, bending the finger down, making sure nothing goes into her cuticle area or sidewalls, pushing towards her cuticle area gently, and then blending down towards that color. Okay, let's do that again on the thumb. The thumb's a nice big space so you guys can really see. place my coral down where I want it, push it to the sides, and try to get the full coverage at the tip. Adding a little bit more. Just pat, pat, pat. Really forgiving. Oops. Patting that into place. And then we're going to go right in here with a bead for the line. So I always do a bead across the line first to try to build that up and cover the line of color. Got that into place. Now we're going to go cuticle bead, place that down. You can see how far back I put it. And then I use my brush to push it where I want it. And then I have to add another bead here because you can see where I made that mistake and didn't fix it with the color. Place that down. Pat that where I want it. My brush being kind of like needing to be replaced is making it a little bit harder to work with. Having a nice clean brush with nothing in it makes it way easier to work. So keep that in mind if you notice your brushes are looking a little haggard and you're finding work a little bit harder. Might be time to upgrade your brush. So now I'm just encapsulating everything and creating an apex. Her nails aren't too long, so we don't need to do like a 3-bead method or anything. We just need to create our apex and encapsulate that color so that we don't file into it and ruin our design. But we are also going on top of everything with a chrome. She wanted like a chrome look on these nails. I'm just patting that into place. Her finger is bent down so the product can kind of go where I need it to go. Just using my brush to gently pull that into place, keeping the product in the center where I want her apex to stay. Full coverage, cleaning the sides. Checking my apex, and here is how they look before they are filed. Now we can go ahead and start our finish file. So we're going to go in with same carbide bit we used for removal, but I'm just using it less pressure, just kind of gently debulking the nail. I like to file around the tip and the sidewalls and the cuticle area, leaving a lot of my product bulk in the apex area. So I'm just going around gently and debulking her nail before we go over it with our hand file. I'm going underneath as well, trying to get my nice almond shape that we like. I'll show you that again. You can see I file the sides underneath. Around the cuticle area we're going to go. Sidewall here, cuticle area, gentle, gentle, leaving bulk of the product where our apex is. Down the sides and the tip, just gently, gently removing the bulk. Now we're going to go ahead and hand file these. So I do the same kind of routine every time. I'm going to do the sides first, and then I'm going to move the finger and kind of go around the cuticle area and the sides and underneath. And just hold the finger how I need it, and then go around the cuticle area, try to get that nice and thin. And then I go over the whole nail as well. Just smooth, even everything out. And then going around the tip. And you want to be gentle around the cuticle area. Both my files I've been using here have been scored, so they don't have a sharp edge, because you don't want to cut your client's cuticle area. That would hurt and make a mess. I'm just going over everything, evening it all out so it's nice smooth surface for our chrome. And I kind of work on each finger until I'm happy with the way that it looks. And then I move on to the next one, and then I go ahead and buff everything. So here I'm using a buffing block that I've scored the edge. Like I said, make sure you score the edges so that you don't cut anyone because they're nice and sharp. And then I'm just gently buffing around the cuticle area, under the nail, around the sidewalls, and just gently over the nail. You don't want to take too much off. Like, you don't want to make it too shiny. You just want to give it a nice gentle buff, and that way your gel will stick to the nail. But if you over buff your nails, your gel will just kind of peel off. When I'm done filing and buffing, I take both hands and I double check that they are even and they match. Anything that needs to be filed, I go ahead and finish file and refine to make sure that both hands match. After that process, I've cleansed the nails, removed as much dust as I possibly can, and now we can do chrome. So I'll show you guys how I do chrome to make it last the whole time that my client is gone. So first I'm going to take my top coat and I'm applying that on all the nails. I think I'm using the Ugly Duckling No Wipe top coat. I'm just applying that. Make sure you get every nook and cranny. Go around the tip. Don't oversaturate the nail. Just do a full layer of top coat on all the nails. And then I only cure this for 30 seconds before going in with my chrome. I find if you do any longer than 30 seconds, the chrome doesn't really stick that well. But it also depends on your gel and your lamp. So before you do this with a client, I would test it on a fake tip. Find the perfect timing for your chrome and your top coat. Mine is 30 seconds. So I cured that 30 seconds. take them out of the lamp using my glove finger to get some of this product on it, and I'm just like rubbing that in and buffing that in really, really well. You can see that's really pretty and really shiny. So this chrome isn't an ice chrome, so we're not doing like a glazed donut ice chrome look. This is like one of those chromes that have that kind of rainbow look to it. So it's really, really pretty in certain lights. It shines really nicely. So we're just going over the whole nail, the side walls, the tip, and really buffing that in nice and smooth. Then I cure that again, the full cure. And now I'm brushing off the extra dust with a fluffy brush. You don't want to use anything scratchy because it could just scratch your chrome. So just really fluff that up. And then I'm going to go and top coat that chrome design because you don't want the chrome to chip off. So we're going to top coat everything and give that a full cure. And then how I get chrome to stick and last long term is after that, she comes out of the lamp and I take my file and I'm just gently filing the sides and the tip. And then we're going to top coat again because chrome is shiny, and so you're adding a shiny top coat on the shiny chrome, and that can make it chip. And so if you don't want it to chip, you're going to need 2 coats of top coat, but you need to also file the sides. It really, really helps. When I did my blue, navy blue with chrome set, they lasted over 3 weeks, no chipping at all, and I was so happy. I hate when it chips. It really ruins the whole look. So just file the sides, the tip. So yes, you're doing top coat, chrome, top coat your chrome, cure it, dust it off, and then file and top coat one last time. So this top coat, I'm making sure to wrap around the side walls and the tip to make sure that it has something to stick to, which is that filed bit on the sides. So you can see I'm filing the, or applying that on the side as well. I hope this tip helps you guys because it's definitely helped me. Nothing is more frustrating than when your client comes back and their chrome has been chipped since week 1. So yeah, this is what I do every time, and it seems to work really well for me. So I hope this video helped you guys. I'll show you guys the finished result, what they look like outside. If you guys liked this video, make sure you like and subscribe and click the bell next to it to be notified when I post. And let me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching. Bye!